Hello and welcome to episode 15 of War Hospital. In the last episode, we went ahead and sent our scouts out to investigate some of the new scouting missions here in Chapter 2, along with completing the first chemical ward expansion, allowing us another physician slot, and we're just saving up enough staff permits in order to get another physician. So let's dive back into things and see what kind of situations we get ourselves into today. So, looks like
Sir, medics are on the way.
rehab patients awaiting decision. We'll go ahead, put him in the trenches because I want to get the combat strength back up to strong. We have an operation emergency, severe case typhoid fever. We're gonna go ahead and use the medical drip, which will use some more resources.
Operation was successful. Sir,
but
new
will
patient arrived.
not raise the difficulty. More patients. We'll go ahead and set them up as needed. There we go.
Sir, doctor is starting a new shift.
More doctor assignments. Fortunately, the Sirius is in this ward. If we move him to the rest, he'll die anyways. And this doctor is extremely exhausted anyways. Which is why...
Sir, new patient arrived.
we do need another physician. May need to go ahead and think about improving the rehab center too, but I want to get the combat power back up to strong before we do that. And we're pretty much completely out of surgical supplies, and we have a pop-up. Refugees, they're asking for permission to stay here. We're gonna go ahead and take them in, bump the morale a little bit. Also, our recovery rehabilitation center, I should say, is going to need some expansion, so definitely gonna need drafts soon. In the meantime, while we're doing that, we're still waiting for the scouts to get back. They should be back pretty quickly, and we have more patients in the CCS. We'll go ahead and assign these out. Alright. Still definitely need some more staff permits to get that another physician in, but with us upping the amount of patients we can basically treat at the same time, it does mean we're going to have more patients here in the rehab center. And now we're up to strong, which means we can finally start releasing people to HQ and finally get some more permits.
Sir, operation was successful.
And we have an operation emergency. Bullet passed through a patient's body without causing major damage, which means our chances of success for the operation go up, which is what we want. Secret plans. Returning to HQ, the scout commander goes directly to the officer he spoke with last time. He presents his findings and urges the officer to send at least 3 platoons to deal with the camp as soon as possible while the Germans are not dug in yet. The officer appeared to agree with the commander's opinion. He thanks the scouts for their intel and goes to prepare a plan of attack on the camp. Understood. And now that they're back, we'll go back into the scouting tent. Don't want any depot outcome. What we are going to go ahead and do is start on the counter-espionage group, or our mission line. So we'll go ahead and send George Campbell's team
Scouts unit have started a new mission
to get that dealt with. Alright. And now we'll start getting those drafts.
Patient is cured.
Oh, and we all of a sudden have 13 out of nowhere. That's quite a few that I did not see. So first thing, healing. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the rehab center upgrade, because we are running out of beds there. I think that would be the best thing to do. Go ahead and get 20 beds. You also have an upgrade here on Jonathan LeClaire. Thorough tires, slightly faster, work slightly more effectively. Let's see. We're gonna go with Idealist. Morale slightly increases when they work.
Sir, engineers reached the construction site.
And looks like our upgrade to the rehabilitation center has started. I think we're okay with surgical supplies for now. Still definitely need a physician and probably a trauma doctor too. But we can only do one at a time. And our freight stocks are running low, but just as we say that, a train arrives. Excellent. Now we have more people to send back. Send more people to HQ for drafts.
Patient is cured.
We do have a engineer becoming exhausted, which means we're gonna have to move one guy off, which will increase the time, but we will survive. Do you have a, looks like a medic team close to collapse? We'll swap that medic team out.
Sir, medics are on the way.
Go ahead and let them get some rest. Another engineer is exhausted. We'll have to back the time off more.
Sir, we have received a dispatch concerning one of the patients who was recently brought in by ambulance.
And I'll read that in a moment, but I believe this medic team, yep, does have an upgrade. Let's take a look. I think here we're going to do ascetic. Eats once every 2 days. Morale increases when food rations are set to half. Because... Well, actually I'm going to take compose. Works more efficiently when not affected by negative traits. Because he doesn't have any negative traits, therefore he should work a lot faster.
Engineers reached the pharmacy.
Excellent. 6.
Sir, medics are on
Doctors
the way.
are waiting new assignments, 2 new patients. And they're both in the chemical ward. Let's go ahead and read Christopher about here. To Major Henry Wells, I turn to you with a request to help one of our agents who suffered serious injuries during his work for the Bureau and requires immediate medical attention. We would appreciate it if he was treated as a priority, as he's a valuable asset whose work provided information critical to ending the war. Alright, well, we'll kind of have to do this one. He is stable. Unfortunately, doing that operation would condemn everyone else to death. Because it's an 18-hour procedure. The thing is, it's probably staff permits, and it's probably worth it, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to do it, and I'm just gonna have to move all of these guys to denied. I know that's messed up, but the staff permits will probably allow us to get another physician, which will allow us to treat more patients in the future. We'll send this guy to HQ, get more drafts.
Sir, patient is cured.
Still waiting for that depot income. There's not really a timer on it. It says roughly 20 hours. I don't know if that's 20 hours remaining, 20 hours in total.
Sir, doctor is starting.
No idea. And we have another pop-up here. Refugees, more refugees. We'll take them in, which is more rations. We're using a lot of rations now. May have to slow down on that, unfortunately. And the rehab center has been upgraded. Excellent. Let's go ahead and look at more improvements, because we certainly have the drafts. What do we want to upgrade next? I feel like housing's okay for the moment. Scouting team travel time probably is worth it, because of the fact that we're for doing a lot of these scouting missions. Cutting down that time will definitely be good. Could add more production stations. Don't feel like another truck is warranted at the moment. We really haven't seen enough depots. Could also do warm keeping stoves and eventually go to steam cookers and hot beverage dispensers, which will decrease the amount of rations we're using by about 30% overall. Could also go ahead and get the next trauma ward enhancement, which would allow us to go ahead and hire another trauma specialist. Hopefully cut down the amount of people we're not able to treat there. The question is, what do we want to do first? I definitely think that we want to curtail the ration issue before it gets out of hand, so I'll send 2 engineers there. These 2 will rest for now, but I'll send them to make more rations too.
Sir, engineers reach the construction site.
So that's what we'll do for now. Just got another train in.
Sir,
And an operation emergency. We're gonna agree to additional sterilization due to heavy contamination of the operating table. We do have another patient awaiting assignment. Would you survive? You would not. Well, I'm just gonna have to put them all in denied. We'll have to take the warranty, or the morale hit there. To have more people awaiting burial. And more patients that have arrived. And none of them are surgical patients, which is not good. He would survive there. But if he set rest here, he'd still be okay. So that's what we're gonna have to do. And we'll have to save that for that. Whew, alright. Warm keeping stoves finished. And it looks like we just got our other scout team back. And we don't have any other scouting missions to send them on at the moment. Depot is currently in use, so we'll go ahead and close that off. Do have more exhausted engineers to work in engineering. We'll move you not to work in engineering and you doing rations. That looks good to me.
Sir, engineers reached the engineering depot.
Alright, we do have some more staffs. These guys are exhausted. We'll go ahead and swap them out.
Sir,
and we do need to go inside the CCS. We only have 1 surgical patient, 2 chemical patients, 2 more people in the trauma ward, which we can't really help right now. 3 more patients. Nope. Or yes. Then still can't do anything with these guys, unfortunately. And the spying eye. The scout team has no trouble finding the men asking questions about the trenches in the hospital. This is the counter-espionage mission. The scout commander decides to tail them as they seem to be easily spooked by any signs of soldiers. After a short time, the scouts follow them into a small camp hidden in the grove. There are many men inside, all seem to talk in German. Observing the camp reveals that there are lots of documents scattered around inside the central tent. Some appear to be hand-drawn maps of the area. After a while, the men finished their discussion and started to break camp, probably to leave the area and report their findings. On one hand, the scout commander knows they will be gone in an hour or 2. If he leaves now to notify HQ, he will surely lose track of them. On the other hand, attacking them now seems to be risky. The men outnumber his team and seem to be armed with handguns. I wish I knew how outnumbered they were. I do think in this case though we are going to attack. And we'll see. Nothing popped up. Interesting, alright. Don't have quite enough freight yet. Next freight schedule is for 6:20 this evening in about an hour and 12 minutes.
Medics reach the camp.
And we do have another exhausted medic team. I'll swap them out.
Medics are on the way.
We do have a Sirius. We can go ahead and actually start treating him because he's a surgical patient and not chemical or anything else.
Sir, medics reach the cemetery.
I wish we could go ahead and move patients around to the different queues. Unfortunately, I don't think we can. Like, I can't move this guy. Can I? Nope. I cannot. Which is unfortunate. And we have an operation emergency. We're gonna have to do longer rehab due to having to use a tourniquet. We do have people waiting rehab too. Quite a few actually. Quite a lot.
Sir,
And there we go. We got more freight too. Improvements. Next I do want to go ahead, I think, and do the trauma ward enhancement. It might be necessary too to start thinking about getting the engineers rooms, because we definitely think we want to hire more engineers. We're actually going to go ahead and do the steam cookers next to decrease the ration amount again. That'll be about 6 hours.
Sir,
Go ahead
engineers
and
reached the
use
construction site.
less rations. For the last upgrade there, let's take a look. Hot beverage dispensers, we can't look at how long it would take or anything like that until we complete the previous one. But again, looking at improvements, healing, the trauma ward is a full day upgrade, but probably going to be worth it. Again, what's really holding us back right now is the lack of staff permits to hire people, because I'm quite sure, yeah, physician is 4, and we only have 3 at the moment. So we need 1 more staff permit, and we have an operation emergency. We're gonna do the administer influenza treatment here to kill bacteria. I think that's our VIP too, so we definitely want to save him, because that could be some of the staff permits we're looking for.
Sir, we lost this patient.
And unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to slot 1 in, and I'm gonna do the least time. Assignment, we'll move off the surgical supplies for now and actually down to the trauma medicine, because I don't know if that's what's holding him up at the moment. No, he's resting, but we definitely will need more trauma medicine. No people up for rehab yet,
Sir,
but
new patient
more
arrived.
patients. Surgical patients. We can go ahead and get them underway. And an operation emergency. Bullet stopped on the bone, greater chance of success, shorter operation time. Another operation emergency. Clean exit wound, self-inflicted emergency treatment. Alright. Awesome.
Sir, operation was successful.
And that's one of the operations already done and off to the rehab center, which is excellent. Do still have 2 goods. They're both trauma patients though. They'll just have to wait in line.
Sir, operation was successful.
Also, our chemical treatment is currently being undertaken. Looks like our steam cookers are almost done. Do we have any new scouting missions? None that I see at the moment. We may just need to complete more objectives in order to get those taken care of. Who knows?
Take cover!
Alright, well I'm gonna interrupt them to swap out medics real quick.
Artillery fire!
But artillery barrage inbound. A second barrage. And gas. That's not very good. And a trench assault. She managed to defend off.
Sir, may I inform you that I left a personal recommendation with one of the patients who was recently brought to the casualty clearing station.
Oh, great. Edith Boulay. Sir, I suggest your careful consideration of the case of Edith Boulay. She was a caretaker of a nearby orphanage that was recently destroyed by a German gas bomb. I know that Edith ran inside despite the gas rescue as many children as she could. From what I heard, most of the children survived and were evacuated to Paris. I feel that this brave woman deserves to be healed. She is 8 hours in a good state. I could move her here, take the serious patient, move him out. Trauma ward, unfortunately, I can't do anything with. I do hope most of the injuries from this attack are artillery shrapnel based, because we would actually be able to go ahead and kind of limit the amount of or we can maximize the amount of people we can save, rather. Still waiting for more staff permits, which we don't appear to be getting. In the meanwhile, I definitely think perhaps the trauma ward enhancement is the next upgrade we need to look at. The ADS one might be useful too long term. The folding stretcher and Thomas Splint may help us save more people over time. Same thing with the tourniquet. And the standard issued transfusion kit, probably for blood and plasma. There's quite a bit of stuff here. Rehab center, orthopedic lifts, which increases patient rehab speed by 10%, can also be really useful. But I feel like right now our biggest issue is actually treating patients. We have enough drafts for it. Also, all the next people we send out need to go back to the trenches for because we have too few in the trenches now. But looking over everything, I think the best thing to do would probably be the trauma ward, which means we're going to need to save up freight.
Sir, medics reached the cemetery.
Do you have one person ready? And they'll be sent to the trenches.
Sir, patient is cured.
We do have quite a few people at the ADS. We have 31 wounded in the trenches. I'll have to put another team in the advanced dressing station. Is there anything else? We do have some people in, but these are more, again, the trauma ward patients, which you can't do much with. Okay. And we're up to about 150 people now. It's not great. Do have more freight, which means we'll go ahead and start the trauma ward enhancement. It's just gonna take a long time. We will assign some engineers to get it going.
Sir,
Do
engineers
have
reached the construction site.
people awaiting rehab release. Steve Rogers wants to go back to the trenches,
Sir, patient is cured.
and we will send him exactly right back there.
Sir, may I inform you that I left a personal recommendation note with one of the patients who was recently brought to the casualty clearing station?
I'll have to check that in a
It is a
moment.
fine day when a soldier as brave as Private Rogers returns to the front line in glory. This act will surely inspire my soldiers and boost their morale.
Excellent, but I do need to take this. More refugees. We'll have to take them in. And we'll go back inside the CCS. Sirius VIP. Dr. Spencer Collins' case. His convoy was spotted and bombed by German aircraft. We will be able to acquire him to our staff. I hope he's a physician or a trauma doctor. He's a part of doctors and researchers sent by the U.S. to study trauma cases. Excellent. That would be another trauma doctor, which means that we could probably treat more of these trauma patients, which is what we want. So that's very good. Alright. Good thing we did start that trauma ward enhancement then, because that will allow us to actually bring that doctor in and add him to the team. Oh, and another surgical supplies. They'll pay us in staff. We're gonna send them. gain those 2 because I can immediately go down here to hire personnel and bring in another physician immediately, which I will do. Which means that the doctor will be on the personnel train for a 1:33 arrival this afternoon. We do need engineers producing kind of more of everything, though. We're low on a lot. But I do need this trauma ward enhancement finished. In fact, I want it finished quicker, so we're going to move the 2 guys off rations onto this to make it 8 hours. And I'm going to go ahead and order... Is it 20? I'm going to go ahead and order 40 worth of rations to basically keep us in the meanwhile. And the 2 guys making trauma medicine, which we can't make, will instead switch back to surgical supplies because that just takes freight. So we'll go ahead and do that. Might also be good. I'm gonna go ahead. I know it'll be a lot, but I'm gonna order more trauma medicine. We do have 2 people waiting. They're both going to the trenches, which are already back up to good.
Patient is cured.
And we already have our next trench mission, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. Digging the tunnels, explosives. Angus is concerned that the explosives for the tunnel can get wet because of the rain. He wants to move all the explosives to the tunnel now. Pravin suggests that this is not wise, as any stray shell could potentially trigger an explosion. Angus, however, insists on taking the action. Unfortunately, we don't have enough resources for a canopy, and we also don't have enough to send engineers to construct storage, so we'll have to leave Angus to his own devices, which means detonation is likely to be less effective, which is, again, unfortunate, but it's all we can do for this moment in time.
Sir, operation was successful.
We do have more patients. We have another surgical patient and more trauma patients, which we probably can't do much with again.
New patient arrived.
And another one. This is another chemical patient, which will have to be stuck on the end. We do have another, I think our physician arriving this afternoon on the mixed train on the goal at 1:33, which should actually be in about 10 minutes, which is very good. Yep, in fact, there we go. One of our medic teams is getting tired now. I'll have to swap them
Sir,
out.
medics are on the way.
And now, if we go inside the CCS, we have a second doctor. Which actually means that the stable guy we can go ahead and treat. Trauma we can't do anything with. Serious, we'll immediately move to another surgeon. Good, we'll move down here. Good, we'll also move down here. Do we want to move this here? Yep, we will. Excellent. Now we do need to start worrying about chemical supplies. And we don't need to release people for duty. I'd really like to get the drafts for them.
Sir, medics are on the way.
So we will need to be producing more chemical supplies. We don't really have the drafts for it. I will spend my last draft to order alcohol and order 10 units of it though. So we can go ahead and start making some more chemical supplies.
Sir, operation was successful.
We do have an operation emergency. I made a mistake that could cost the patient his life. You'd like to make an additional examination. Longer operation, but it will increase the chances of it being unsuccessful. I will allow it.
Sir, new patient arrived.
And we have 9 new patients in the CCS. Luckily we can treat all the surgical patients. Trauma we can't do much with. Serious will be moved up. Can we move it here? Yep. So we'll have to do it that way to move the serious in. And then do the stable patient after that. Alright, that seems good to me.
Sir, operation was successful.
Whew, that's tough. We are treating more patients
Sir,
though.
operation was successful.
And we have even more trauma. I can't do anything with trauma. Unfortunately. And it looks like we're running low on all resources. Again, fantastic. And we have 2 operation emergencies. We're gonna follow the normal procedure because I can't risk the supplies. And another one, superficial damage, which is good. Really need more people out of rehab sooner.
Sir, engineers reached the construction site. Sir, Doctor is starting a new shift.
Any new scout missions? None that I'm seeing. Alright. Once again, running out of resources seems to be the biggest issue right now. We do have a physician upgrade, but he doesn't have any areas to level up, which is kind of strange. And I can't exit out of this screen. Assigned patients 4 well rested from the USA, state of Tennessee. I literally cannot choose anything here. Seems to be stuck, so I'll go ahead and end the episode here. I'm gonna have to force shut down the game. Unfortunately, I don't know that it will save. So if it doesn't, you'll never see this. But if it does save, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content in the future. Also make sure you leave a comment down below with what you liked. If you disliked the video, hit the dislike button, leave a comment down below with what you didn't like and how it could be improved. I'm always looking to make improvements. I hope you have a nice rest of your day, and bye bye.